Crisis is the great equalizer. In moments of turmoil, healthy relationships strengthen while toxic ones fracture. But with a narcissist, crisis does something even more revealing. It exposes their inability to feel true empathy, responsibility, and commitment. Why crisis is intolerable for narcissists. A crisis requires emotional sacrifice, but narcissists are only wired for self-preservation. Empathy would demand they set aside their needs, but a narcissist's entire identity is about prioritizing themselves. They don't just run from crisis, they redirect, deflect, and distort reality to avoid emotional accountability. To a narcissist, crisis isn't something to endure together, it's something to escape from, something to blame, something to twist into a weapon, and in that moment, you'll see their true face. Pregnancy isn't just a physical transformation, it's a psychological, emotional, and relational upheaval. And in that upheaval, narcissists reveal themselves in stark contrast to truly loving partners. How crisis abatement plays out in pregnancy. For the male narcissist, he feels displaced, no longer the emotional center of his partner's world. He perceives his pregnant partner's needs as burdens rather than an opportunity to step up. Instead of adapting, he punishes, guilt-tripping, withdrawing, or even cheating.
I'm so exhausted. Can you please help me with this?
You're always so needy. I need some space.
In a moment when love should deepen, his disappears. His words may say, I care, but his actions whisper, you are alone in this.
For the female narcissist, she sees the baby as a threat to her identity, her youth, her desirability. Instead of bonding, she resents the child for stealing attention and energy. She shifts into survival mode, not to nurture but to regain external validation.
This body, it's ruined. I need to feel desirable again.
A loving mother sees a child as a new beginning. A narcissistic mother sees it as an ending to the illusion of perfection, an ending to unfiltered admiration. And so she turns away.
The birth of a child isn't just stressful, it's transformational. And transformations demand adaptability, selflessness, and emotional investment. A narcissist is incapable of these things, so they react in three distinct ways. First, abandonment, which can be either physical or emotional disappearance. The narcissist withdraws emotionally or physically, often within weeks of birth. They rationalize their absence with phrases like, "You've changed, this isn't what I signed up for," or "I can't deal with this stress." In extreme cases, they leave entirely, filing for divorce or vanishing into affairs or workaholism.
Groggily. Where did he go?
She wakes up after a rough night with the baby, reaching over to an empty bed.
Texting. This is way more fun than being stuck at home.
Meanwhile, her narcissistic partner is out partying, texting someone else as if his family doesn't exist.
You've changed. You're so distant now, always too focused on the baby.
The narcissist turns their discomfort into your fault. They claim you've changed, you've become distant or too focused on the baby. In reality, they are punishing you for prioritizing something other than them.
I'm doing my best. The baby needs me and I need your support.
To a narcissist, love isn't about partnership, it's about attention. When you stop feeding their need for validation, they retaliate, not with understanding, but with punishment. Death, job loss, and financial struggles all follow the same pattern of narcissistic crisis abatement. Death of a family member. Instead of supporting their grieving partner, the narcissist makes it about themselves. Common phrases. Why are you always so sad? I feel neglected too, you know. In some cases they belittle grief or use it to justify emotional detachment. Job loss and financial crisis. A narcissist sees status as self-worth. Losing a job is losing control. Rather than working together, they blame their partner, retreat into self-pity, or lash out. In many cases, they will abandon ship, separating, filing for divorce, or seeking external validation. Crisis should reveal love, but when you love a narcissist, it only reveals the absence of it. Crisis reveals character. Love shows up, narcissism disappears. If your partner abandoned, blamed, or punished you during your most vulnerable moments, it wasn't because you were too much, it was because they were never enough. But here's the truth, you survived without them. And that means you were never the weak one. You were left to pick up the pieces, to grieve alone, to heal wounds they pretended not to see. But look at you now. You are still standing, you are still here, and that means you have already won. But survival isn't enough. You deserve to thrive. And the way forward isn't found in the past, it's found in the foundation beneath your feet. To those who lost a relationship in crisis, you didn't lose love, you lost an illusion, and now you are free to build something real.